items which are very important for us Muslims. Keeping fast, not only the Laylatul Qadr, but I want to ask you about Zakatul Fitr.
Yes, you are quite right, Ibrahim. This is another important issue that we need to address because this is the last week of Ramadan, and by the time we come back here, inshallah, on Thursday, next Thursday, Ramadan will have already gone. And Zakatul Fitr is another important, how do you call it, prescription that Muslims need to know about and take into account. And this is what they call the zakat of the body.
In other words, basically what separates it from the regular zakat
good,
we used to.
Very good. The regular zakat is a type of tax, you understand, levied on the property. But this is a type of tax which is levied on the body, not on your property. In other words, the regular type of zakat, which is one of the pillars of Islam, purifies the property, purifies your wealth. It makes your wealth blessed and purified. This type of zakat now purifies your body, purifies your soul. It purifies you physically.
And then similarly for the individual.
Yeah, yes. Okay. And then secondly too, the other one, the regular one is one of the pillars of Islam. Imposed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's one of the pillars of Islam. And therefore, it is only mandatory upon those who can afford it and within upon a particular period of time. Whereas this one, it was established by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, according to the majority of ulama, even though it is reported in the Maliki school that Imam Malik ibn Anas radiallahu anhu was asked about the origin of the zakat, but he said that this was in the Holy Quran when Allah says, قَدْ أَفْلَى مَنْ زَكَّاهَا وَذَكَّرَ مَنْ فَصَلَّى in Surah probably Duha, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Surah Al-A'la, sorry. He said this is when Allah mentioned قَدْ أَفْلَى مَنْ تَزَكَّى that means that the one that you know, he who gives zakat you know, becomes blessed or becomes you know, forgiven by God. Right. And this is he who gives zakat and then pray. Yes. So he said because Allah combined two things here, giving zakat and prayer, and this is the type of zakat that we do. And then we go to the prayer to perform the Eid. Okay. Then this was what Al-Quran was referring to. So then in his opinion, that's the founder of the Maliki school, it is not only established by the Prophet of Islam sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but it is in the Holy Quran. The origin is one in the Holy Quran. Okay. Although the majority of ulama will tell you this was established within the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Although the level of the status of this act of ibadah is you know, how you call it, goes up to that of mandatory. It's obligatory. It's obligatory upon every Muslim, every human person who's a Muslim, whether you know male or female, the young and the aged, the sick and the how do you call it, the healthy. It is mandatory upon all of us. Even the newly born babies. By the time that zakat becomes due,
and even those who haven't observed the fast.
It's mandatory upon them.
Okay.
And that is why this type of zakat, you can do it. I mean, it can be performed on behalf of others. Okay. You must do it for yourself, and you also must do it for those that you are responsible for their livelihood. Okay. You understand? So it's very, very important sunnah, and according to ulama, we must do it on the last day of Ramadan. Some of them say it becomes due after sunset on the last day of Ramadan. If Ramadan is going to be 29, after sunset it becomes due. Others say no, it becomes due only at dawn on the Eid day. But you make sure that you take it out before you go to the prayer. Even though you see some of the ulama did say that it is not valid if you take it after performing the prayer. But of course, I've seen one of the most prominent jurists in the Maliki school disagreed. He disputed this. He said whether you give it before going to pray or after prayer is valid. Okay. That is, you know, al-kafi fiqh al-Madina ibn Abd al-Barr. So in other words, you give it, it becomes due, and there is a difference now between when it becomes due and the time that you can give it. Okay. Like you can give it on the 29th of Ramadan, even before sunset. But it is not yet due. But it will be valid. And some of them say you can give it also 1 day or 2 days before the Eid, although it is not due. but it becomes due after sunset on the last day. And if you go by this opinion, and it becomes due after sunset on the last day, if you have a newly born baby on the last day of Ramadan before sunset, by the time it becomes due, you have already got a new member in the family.
So
it must be.
So it becomes mandatory on him.
Yes. It must be taken care of him.
That's Dr. Abubakar Senghor, Dean of the Faculty of Law at the University of the Gambia, speaking there. Don't forget, you with us on ICRA, which comes your way every Thursday on GRTS. Don't forget, you can call later and send your views, ask questions and queries on 437-4935. The number to call is 437-4935. Doctor.
Again, coming back to this question of when it becomes due, like the case of the newly born baby, if you go by the opinion that it becomes due after sunset on the last day of Ramadan, then anybody who dies before that period, this obligation is waived. Like somebody who is available with us up to the 29th, around Asr time he dies or she dies, is waived of him because the person departed this world before it becomes due. But if you go by the opinion, the other way, those that say it becomes due only at dawn on the Eid day, then here now in this case is, of course, anybody who is born before this time, it also, when the time comes, it becomes due on him or for him to be taken care of. So that is what the ulama says, and this answers the question of when it becomes due or when we should take it out. You must take it out either the eve of the last day of Ramadan, around Maghrib time before the next day, or early in the morning next day before you go to prayer time. And don't delay it. Don't delay it until you go to prayer time. Even though there's a very valid opinion that if you give it after prayer, it's still valid. But many of the ulama do not subscribe to that view. And then the amount also, we're all used to that cup. You have two types of cup now. There's a small one. In fact, there are three categories. The smaller one, you take out 4. The middle-sized one, 2. The large one, 1 per person. And the original measurement that was applied before this criteria or this measurement were invented, they said that like 2 hands full of grain or rice or whatever is 1. Like this, somebody whose hands are not too large and the hands are not too big. A medium-sized somebody, the 2 handfuls of grain or rice or whatever is 1 unit. 4 times represent 1 person, you understand? So if you do it 4 times, it's 1 person. And these 4 times now, we have seen some of the measurements, which only 1 will be enough to take care of 1 person. Like I said, the smaller one, you measure 4 for 1 person, the medium size 2 for 1 person, the large size 1 for 1 person. And it is also given, it's important to know that we should give it to the needy. Because the essence is that Eid day is a happy day. It's a day that everybody must be seen happy. And those that are not fortunate to have enough also must be part of the happiness. So therefore we should take care of them by sharing part of what we have to them, and they will join the happiness.
So it must be given to the most needy.
Yes.
That's Dr. Abubakar Senghor there on Laylatul Qadri and Zakatul Fitr. The number to call if you want to join us is 437-5905. 437-5905. You can call and ask questions on ICRA with you live. Dr. Abubakar Senghor is here telling us about Laylatul Qadri and the significance of Ramadan during these days. Now, Doctor, I wanted to ask you another significant time that is coming. Is the Eid, the celebration of the Eid itself. Yeah. Now, this is also another significant this thing.
Ibrahim, that's another important issue that you are raising here. We have, within these 5 or 4 days to come, we have these 3 significant and very prominent events. Laylatul Qadr, Zakat al-Fitr, and the Eid. And the Eid is the end of Ramadan. That is where, that marks the end of Ramadan. Islam is a system of life which has its own methodology and its way of doing things. Celebration in Islam for it to be Islamic, has to be done in an Islamic way.
So it isn't just a celebration.
Yes, yes.
But it comes in the Islamic way.
Yes.
Okay.
It is not like the way that our traditional ancestors, whether they're the Seres or the Fullers or the Jolas, used to convert together, beating and dancing, drinking. No, that's not the Islamic way. The Islamic way is this. Now that we were asked to fast the month of Ramadan, and thank God, unfortunately, with the help of God, we are successful in completing the month as a way of showing, sort of celebrating or marking the end of the Ramadan. We do it that way, and the way we do it